Alrighty. Let's get this going. I already see familiar faces in here. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing today? Let's get a better angle here. It's a lot better. There we go. What's up, James? Hi to you as well. Let's wait for a couple more people to trickle in, but let me know if my mic sounds good. I think it should be fine. I'm gonna put it closer though, just in case. This mic is getting put to its limits. Hey, what's up, Ali? Good to see you here. Shane, what's up? Just had a conversation with you. All right. Thank you, James. Thank you for letting me know. We're just waiting for a couple more people to trickle in, and we should be getting going. So let's just wait for that to happen. It's essentially not going to be a super difficult build out today, but this build out is definitely going to pretty much, how would I put this? It's pretty much going to define the future of assistant teams in Synthflow. If we're keeping them, if we're not keeping them, we're going to test things out together so you guys can see more or less like the testing process that I usually go through when it comes to this. So it's a more of a build out that we're still doing. Obviously, it's going to be a live build out. That's no problem. But it is also going to be a live testing. So you guys will see good, you guys will see bad stuff. All of it is going to happen in here. At the end of the day, I I have no problem sharing what the bad is about Synthflow and what the good is about Synthflow. I'm here to share about Synthflow in general. Whether it's good or bad, you guys need to know so you're aware of everything. Okay, so that's why I'm even doing this webinar in the first place, because it is essentially going to either determine whether we use assistant teams or whether we don't use assistant teams. At the end of the day, we're going to come up with a result on which one's better. I already have an idea which one's better, but at the end of the day, we'll see, right? The day keeps ending. I keep saying at the end of the day keeps ending. Hey, Eduardo, how you doing, man? Good to have you in here, man. Okay, I think we are at our cap right now, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me put this to the side. All right. Let me know if you guys can see my screen real quick. Wait. Actually. Hey, Interpret. Okay. Are you guys able to see my screen? I think so. I mean, I could see it myself, so it should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to share this documentation here with you guys. As I mentioned, it's always going to be including everything. Here we go. Interpret to ask you your question, to answer your question. Yes, you can. You can pretty much do everything with voice AI. So thank you guys so much for helping up in the chat, by the way. Okay, let's get to this. Join up in here whenever you get the chance. Here's going to have all the information that you will need for this build out. Now, at the end of the day, I definitely want to make sure that you guys get out of here with extra knowledge. That's literally the point of webinars. So the more knowledge that you have, the better I feel. All right. So we are going to be working with assistant teams first. We're going to test two things, right? We're going to test assistant teams, which essentially is still, it's still transferring calls to other assistants. And we will also be testing a normal call transferring. Okay. So you guys will, like I mentioned, you guys will see good, you guys will see bad in this call. I am not afraid of showing what's good and bad about Synthflow because that's what makes Synthflow better. If we know what's bad, we're going to use that. We're going to make it better. All right. Now, let's get started with it. I'm going to be talking about the college receptionist. What are we trying to build, first of all? We are basically trying to build a whole system that allows us to pretty much be able to, let's say you call a college receptionist, right? The main line. Usually, and I'll do it right now, right? You know what? I'm going to call my own college real quick because I'm still in college. And you guys are going to see exactly what I mean. I think it is this one. Give me one sec. Look, listen to this.
Thank you for calling Purdue Global's Student Accounts Department. Your call may be monitored and recorded. Please hold for the next available representative. Thank you for calling Purdue Global. Our office is currently closed. Please call us back during normal operating hours.
If you guys were able to hear that, hopefully you guys were. But that's what we want to get rid of. That is horrible. That's so bad. If we can't help people while you're, like right now, I was trying to call them. If we can't help people while they're even out of office hours, then you're basically wasting potential, right, for your business. Obviously, this is just an example for college receptionist, but it could be an example for so much more. Okay, so we are going to build a, I wouldn't say an IVR system because it's not entirely an IVR system, specifically what they're doing, but we're going to build a receptionist that is capable of answering questions and capable of transferring the call like a normal human to different other areas. For example, the registrar's office, as you can see right here, counseling services, admissions, and financial aid. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing in this call. If you guys have any doubts, shoot them right now in the questions below, and I'm going to make sure to cover them before we even get started. But I'm pretty sure it's a very straightforward type of thing. So no problem on that. Okay, now I am going to edit this real quick and start from scratch just so I could show you guys how it all works. All right, deleting it. Precious, this is Synthflow. Okay, so here's how it works. Let's go ahead and create an assistant team. We're going to name this college receptionist. And we're going to use the college receptionist here, which is the main one, which, by the way, in this link, if you use template used, you will get the exact assistant that I'm using. So this college receptionist. Okay, so we're going to be using that. And then we're going to be using that assistant, which is already trained to transfer calls. It's basically going to be able to do that for the financial aid, admissions, counseling, and the registrar's office. All right, so let's go on and straight into it. We're just going to select it here. And then now we're going to choose the sub-assistants. Okay, now this works a little bit differently in comparison to call transferring. You guys will see in just a second. So if I click on this, I will have the two options. So let's do, there's a request or need to speak with the registrar's office. This is what's going to activate Blake, right? Which is the assistant that we're using for the registrar's office. So here we're going to say, let me, actually, I already have it written down. Hold on. Perfect. Let me go ahead and transfer you to the registrar's office, to our registrar's office. And now here we can put a delay of like around 4 seconds and then save changes. I'm going to do this exact same thing for all of them. Okay, so bear with me while I do that. It's relatively easy. So counseling services, counseling department. Let me go ahead and transfer you to our counseling department. Okay. And then 4 seconds. And then we're also going to do that for admissions. So let's type in right here. There's a request or need to speak with the admissions department. And then here, admissions department. Are you adding a knowledge base for the agent to use? You easily could. And the knowledge base is pretty simple, so we're not integrating it right now. But I could cover it a little bit more after I finish the build out, James, which is no problem. And we're doing one more. So with the financial aid department here. And then here, let's do, all right, perfect. Let me transfer you to the registrar's office. We'll do 4 seconds. Save that. This is basically the assistant team and how you build it out, right? Simple as that. You save the changes. You could see this is where you're able to identify basically where you're changing the assistants and where you're changing them to and when they're getting changed. Now, there's a slight problem with this, and you guys will see in just a second right now. But let's go ahead and take the time to test the assistant. So I go to assistants, I go to teams, and here's the phone number right here. So I'm going to go ahead and call the phone number. 805-84. All right. So calling them right now.
Hello, thank you for calling Summit Valley College. This is Brian, the virtual receptionist. How can I assist you today?
Hey, Brian. So what's your guys' open hours or business hours?
Hey there. Our business hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Is there anything else you need help with?
Yeah. Could I actually get connected to the financial aid team?
Perfect. Let me go ahead and transfer you to our registrar's office.
Absolutely. Let me connect you to the financial aid office. One moment, please.
Yep.
Great. Transferring you now. Have a great day.
Hello. Is this the financial aid office?
Hello, you've reached the financial aid office at Summit Valley College. My name is Susie. How can I assist you with your financial aid inquiry today?
All right. So that's exactly what I wanted to show you guys, because as you can see, the assistant teams are a little bit unreliable when it comes to it. So that's when I want to, instead of maybe using the assistant teams, we're going to use normal call transferring. Right now, this seems like an issue that's happening with Synthflow themselves, which obviously we will take care of. And the reason is we're trying to identify whether we should use Teams or whether we should use call transferring instead and keep it at that. At the end of the day, I think they're getting tripped up on the fact that they're already all connected onto the same assistant, and it's already listening throughout the entire call when transferring it to another agent. So it could be a positive when used correctly and implemented correctly. But then again, we're going to try it out in both ways. Like I mentioned, that's the negative that I told you guys we might come across. Now we might go ahead and go into the positive. So I'm not going to do all of these assistants, obviously, but what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure to add the financial aid only. All right, so let's edit this and then copy both of these. And I'm just going to remove financial aid here. Actually, I think I have to remove the whole team itself. So let's remove the team. Let's go to assistants, college receptionist right here. And I need the phone number of financial aid. We're going to go to actions, create an action, call transfer. Going to do number call to validate that phone number. And then we're adding this right here. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. We're saving that. And now we're going to go over first time testing, by the way, like I mentioned with this, because I want to go over every single detail that's going wrong inside of this. Obviously, making sure that we fix it and then doing it until it works. That's the whole point. So let's go ahead and test it out. I'm going to call the assistant myself, actually. Same thing, same process.
Hello, thank you for calling Summit Valley College. This is Brian, the virtual receptionist. How can I assist you today?
Hey, Brian, I wanted to talk with the financial aid office.
Sure thing. Let me connect you to the financial aid office right away. One moment, please. Perfect. Let me go ahead and transfer you to our registrar's office. I'm transferring you now. Goodbye.
Okay. So it's transferring me right now. So it works right. I think I did copy the wrong thing, though. Here. Yep, I copied registrar's office. No wonder. Okay. But it did work. It basically made sure to go to the other assistant. Let's try it one more time, though, with the right wording. And I want to more or less try and play around with the prompt a little bit better. Okay. So let's call it.
Hello, thank you for calling Summit Valley College. This is Brian, the virtual receptionist. How can I assist you today?
Hey, I wanted to know when the FAFSA deadline is.
The FAFSA deadline is June 1st. If you need more detailed guidance, I can connect you to the financial aid office. Would you like that?
Sure, go ahead and connect me to the financial aid office.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and transfer you to our financial aid.
All right, thank you.
I'm transferring you now. Goodbye.
And then, yeah, she answered right there. But I want to, and that's a good question, Brian. Let's go over everything together because I want to make sure to problem solve with you guys. So, do you know why it repeats the transfer prompt or is getting a prompt to say it twice? Okay, so essentially, if we go over the prompting here, let's go financial aid. Yes, right here. Okay, so this is if they requested and the department was unavailable. We say this, but the caller needs to speak to a specific department individual, confirm the department. Okay. Person first. Okay. So when I made this, there's not really any prompting in terms of what it's telling it to do. So I think it did work well, but let's go ahead and try it one more time. Could you guys hear the mic as well? Pretty good.
Hello, thank you for calling Summit Valley College. This is Brian, the virtual receptionist. How can I assist you today?
Hey, Brian, what's the FAFSA deadline?
The FAFSA deadline is June 1st. If you need more detailed guidance, I can connect you to the financial aid office. Would you like that?
Yeah, but could you tell me a little bit more about it yourself?
Sure thing. The FAFSA, or Free Application for Federal Student Aid, is a form you fill out to determine your eligibility for financial aid. It covers grants, loans, and work-study funds from the federal government. Filling it out early can help maximize your financial aid package. If you have any specific questions or need assistance with the application process, I can connect you to our financial aid office. Would that be helpful?
Okay, yeah. So you don't know much about FAFSA yourself, right?
I know the basics, but for detailed and personalized advice, our financial aid office is the best resource. They can provide you with all the specifics you need. Would you like me to transfer your call to them?
Well, actually, before that, what programs do you offer?
We offer a variety of programs, including business administration, computer science, nursing, and fine arts. If you want more details or have specific questions about any program, I can connect you with an advisor. Would you like that?
No, actually, let's get connected with a financial aid office.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and transfer you to our financial aid. I'm transferring you now. Goodbye.
Today.
Hello?
Hi there. How can I help you with your financial aid questions today?
Yeah, so I wanted to know a little bit more about the financial aid and how I can apply.
Sure thing. To apply for federal aid, you'll need to complete the FAFSA form at fafsa.gov. Would you like help finding our school code?
Yeah, sure.
Great. The school code for Summit Valley College is 123456. If you need any more help with the FAFSA, just let me know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that should be it. When can I call back directly to this number whenever I want?
Absolutely. You can call back anytime during our office hours, and I'll be here to help. Is there anything else you need right now?
No, I think it should be fine. What's your name, by the way? Just to know whenever I call you back.
Of course. My name is Susie. Feel free to ask for me when you call back. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah, I think that call went super well. Like, I don't know. I'd like for to hear your guys' opinions between the assistant teams and then the call transferring method. And by the way, I only set up the call transferring for the financial aid itself. But then again, I think there's benefits in the assistant team if we make it work. And I think there's also benefits in the call transferring because it actually works right now. Now, I'm going to go a little bit over it right now. So the assistant teams is capable of knowing what happened in the past call. Right there, when the call I just had right now, which is the call transferring, the assistant does not have any past knowledge of the conversation that happened before she got transferred. So there's a big difference that could come into play. But I don't know. I feel like which one's more reliable, right? At the end of the day, the call transfer right now is more reliable, but also the assistant teams could be fixed relatively easily by Synthflow. So all in all, I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. Ow, my jaw is like hurting. Do you have a really good free prompt tool generator? If you want like beginner prompts, you could just use ChatGPT or Arturo. Any tips on how you would sell this to colleges? Have you sold this to a college? I'm not a reseller, Nasser. I work with Synthflow, and I also have my own agency that helps users make builds. So I don't personally go like direct to consumer or business, business to consumer essentially. Or in that sense, I guess it would be business to business, but you get what I mean. I don't sell directly to people who are going to be using it normally on a regular basis. So I don't have them inside my accounts. Okay. So Brian, with the teams, you said the AI is on the entire call, so it will behave like a warm transfer. That's literally what it is, Brian. Yeah. That's like why I'm like on the edge of just making the assistant team work and making the the call transfer already works. That's the thing. So if it's a warm transfer, that's like super, super valuable. That's like already really good. So I'm guessing that was like what we intended. Well, what they're intended to do. So 100%. I feel like if we go down that path and we fix that path with the assistant teams, it could easily be something very, very useful for it. I don't know. Thoughts? Is it possible if you want to change in another language? Want to change in other language, like asking preferred language? Yeah, yeah, yes, you can. That's like, and it'll change like immediately on the spot. So that's like pretty much what makes it better. I don't know. All right. Shane says transfer is far better. Still delaying responses from assistant. Yeah. So transfer is better in terms of reliability if you're transferring to multiple departments like that. The delay was just the delay that I added personally for, unless you're talking about the assistant delay itself, but the delay for the custom greeting that can easily be covered. You just make it transfer faster, or right here, if you want it to transfer like instantly, you just need to go into actions. Configurations here, and render duration. You set it to 0, and then it'll answer like immediately as soon as you make that call. Or you could also make this action. You can make this shorter, and you can remove this. So like as soon as she says, "Please hold on," or "Let me go ahead and transfer you," you could just say nothing, or like have this as a space and then save it, and then it won't say anything, and it will transfer over to the other person. Okay, so that's kind of like what I'm talking about in a sense of making it faster for transferring, which is a possibility for it. Okay, so thank you for the opinion, Shane. That helped me go into detail. If they don't have phone numbers, would you just do a handoff? You have to have Teams. Yeah. So if you don't have a phone number on the assistant teams, which is actually a good point, Maurice, it's another benefit in a sense. So if you have that benefit, let's say you just want to use one singular phone number and then have multiple assistants under that phone number, then in reality, you could use Teams. You don't need like 30 phone numbers for different assistants to transfer calls to if you just have Teams. So that's also a very good point. Thank you, Maurice. Definitely. Jason, can we get this prompt? Absolutely. So all you need to do is go to create assistant, browse templates, you go to college receptionist here. Yep, wrong one. Hold on. Inbound. College. And then here it is. You can download the entire prompt for free. And then do it through there. Or you can do it through the marketplace, whichever one. Either way is fine. So hopefully that helps, Jason. I think it's worth, yeah, Brian. I honestly, like, this is why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys. So I also think it's very worth it to be able to figure out the assistant teams. So that's no problem with it. I think we should definitely do that. I meant more like a prompt generator that is oriented for AI agents, voice agents. Yeah, Arturo. Yeah. What I mentioned before for the GPTs, you just teach the GPT how to make a prompt for the voice AI agent, and that's it. So it's the same thing. It's tailored. You can make it tailored to that. Can you make any agent multilingual, auto detect languages? it might be possible with the assistant teams, but then again, at the same time, there's no options that say like English and Spanish for now. But I know there is going to be a release soon that may include that. I know they're including more languages, which is something good. But then again, it depends on like the 11 labs for it. So we'll have to see on that end, Eduardo. Transfer speed is fine, just general speed of communication with the assistant. Uh, okay, Shane. So pretty much when it comes to the communication with the assistant, I didn't play around with any of the settings for it. So you're talking about latency. All right. So for latency, you could increase and decrease the speed of latency by playing around with the configurations here in the voice. So here's optimized latency right here, which you can play around with. And it also depends on the voice that you're using. So if you pick a good voice with 11 labs, you also can increase or decrease the latency depending on how slow or fast that voice is. But more than likely, this all resides upon the LLM. Okay, so that's like what really determines the latency for it. Also, do keep in mind the longer your prompt is, that also increases the latency. So make sure to keep that in mind. Okay. Can you give us the name or link to the GPT agent script prompt? Name or link? Well, you would have to create that yourself. That I can't share, James, because I added already images onto the one that I use. But then again, I don't use a GPT. Like, I am teaching exactly how to build out these assistants in my academy, in my community, which is in the Google Doc that I shared with you guys. So in that academy, I go through step by step how to do it, but you need to be in the classes for that. But essentially, at the end of the day, you're basically just teaching the assistant how to use that GPT. You're teaching the GPT how to create that voice, how to create that voice prompting. It's never going to create it perfectly at all. It's going to get you to 50% of the way. So if you guys think that it's going to solve like all your problems, not at all. It's going to more or less solidify it in a sense, but you need to know how to deal with prompting more than like not even more than likely. Absolutely, you need to know how to deal with prompting. You need to know how to use all of the symbols for prompting. You need to know how to be able to work around problems that come around the assistant with prompting, because obviously it depends. Some problems are just action problems, some problems are automation problems, some problems are just prompting problems. So it depends, right? But at the end of the day, GPT is only going to get you 50% of the way. You need to know how to do the other 50%. So it creates that outline for you. But then again, moving forward from there, it really depends on there. And then one last question here. How can I add knowledge base? For example, there is an e-commerce store, even go high level store. Is it possible if a person asks for any item, then it automatically gives the info and product recommendation? Like if someone asks for the black shoes of Reebok, of particular size. Okay, I see what you mean. And we are working on, so if you go over here to knowledge bases, so actions, you add a new knowledge base here. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but let's just do this one. You could upload a file. You could upload a blank documentation with all of the information for each product that you have. And then you could paste from URL. So what I would recommend you guys to do if you want to do this, which we will add hopefully sooner rather than later, we will add web scraping. Well, we already have web scraping, but we only have single URL web scraping. We're going to add multi-purpose web scraping, which means we can go into every singular link of that domain and gather all of the information required from it. So that way you only need to put the domain URL and it gets all of the factors and all the products and all the stuff for the e-commerce store and adds it into the knowledge base for the assistant to read. So that's going to be a really good one. But since we don't have that yet, I would just recommend that you go into a web scraper online for the domain, have that converted into a blank document and pasting it on here. That's pretty much what I have for you. So hopefully that answers your question, Interpret. All right. Yep. Of course, Shane. No, you don't need XML files to be added, but you can only add PDF files, blank documents, or pasting it from the URL, either one. The URL right now scrapes, but it doesn't scrape all URLs inside a domain. Okay, so I'm going to leave it open for you guys to raise your hands so that way we can get more people in here. The main purpose of this was to basically create an assistant build for the college receptionist, which essentially we did do. All we need to do is pretty much connect the college transferings. But as you guys saw, we did go and have a very good conversation. I don't think we need to go over all of the assistant college transferings for it. But I will love to help you guys out and turn this more or less into like a Q&A so that way you guys can have your questions answered like live here, which I wouldn't mind doing at all. Or if you guys would also rather, I can try to convert this college receptionist into a go high level build out right now and then gather all the information from there, which would be pretty cool as well. But then again, it's up to you guys. I wanted to leave this one up to you, more or less go over the simple stuff, which was the assistant teams as well as the college transferring, and see which one works better. But yes, the first person to raise their hand and pretty much give me a suggestion of where they want to go and what they want to see, that's what I'll be doing. So I'll wait for that. Let me wait for this real quick. All right, let me check the chat. Okay, go high level. That's what I'm getting. All right. So straight off the bat, go high level. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and do it. We're more than likely not going to be able to go over the entire go high level build, but I'm going to go over the basics with go high level. All right. So let's first start with some of the after calls here. We're going to do info extractors. We're going to do interested. Actually, wait, sorry, my bad. Not interested. We're going to do what department instead. So I'm going to create one. Did the user have an inquiry about? And we're going to do admissions, registrar. We're going to do financial aid. And there was one more that I forgot which one it was. Admissions, registrar. I'm going to say it real quick and then go back to it. Counseling. Okay, and now we're going to do information extractor. We're going to do call transferred. And then we're going to do was the call transferred for the user? then we're going to do inquiry. What was the user inquiring about? We're just gathering information here so that way we are able to pull up the correct details inside of Go High Level. I don't think we need anything else other than that. This is just, like I mentioned, going to be a simple one. So, all right, we'll do it with those. And let me take this out like that. We're going to do, okay, we're going to do deployment. Let's go to Go High Level, starting from scratch. Synthflow content builds. Let's do start from scratch here. So it's an inbound call, which means we're going to need an inbound webhook trigger. This URL, we will gather information from the assistant. So you plug that URL in here and initialize. And then you fetch the sample data. It's going to pull up the data that you need. And then it's going to create that contact, which will then add a field for the phone. And we're going to go over here. We're going to search phone. And then we're going to make another section here that's going to say find assistant. By the way, I'm doing this out of the blue. So if I ever mess up anywhere here, just obviously point it out. Let me know. I'll fix it up. But we're finding a contact from their phone here and matching it. Let's do here, update contact info. We're going to do first. That's what I was missing. First name, last name, all that stuff. Okay, let's add that real quick here. Maybe if they add their email to follow back up. Inquiry, we're going to need to create as a custom field right now. So let's save this for now. Save this. Save. We are going to do calls here, deployment actions. We're going to add info extractors. So we're going to do first name. We're going to do last name. We are going to do email. And then I think that's all I added. So in order to refresh everything, you copy this, remove it, paste it, initialize again, and then go here and map out the new version. And here you're now able to add that on there. Yeah, you have access to the recording. The recording is here in the, look, I'll send the documentation over again so you guys have it. So it's in the chat now. All right, let's connect these. Last name. The email. And now what we do want to do as well is gather the call ID, the call recording, the call transcript. So here, call ID. And then executed actions, call transcript. Here we go. Save that action. Like I mentioned, we'll keep it simple, so we're not adding that information on the other one right now. What we're going to do is we're going to create a simple if else here. All right, call transferred. How much time do we have? 15 minutes. Okay. Think I can make it. Transfer failed. Wait, no, that's not what I put. I put, what did I call it? Call transferred. Okay. Here it is. And then we're going to duplicate this. And then put false. And here now we're going to identify what department. Admissions. I think it's the one above this one. Below it. Last one. Nope. None of these. It is department inquiry. It contains. Now we're going to be getting these right here. By the way, jump on any questions that you guys may have. All right. I'll explain in just a sec. All right. So now we're identifying whether the call transferred or it didn't. Right here. Now I'm trying to think the format of this. Call transferred, right? We should check it beforehand, and if not, we'll gather information. If the call was not transferred, which means they just had general questions, which means we just need a general inquiry from there, and add that onto the notes of the user. So we can go over here to notes. I'm just going to make a very easy note since we don't have much time here. And I do want to leave it up to questions at the end. So let's just do inquiry here. Remember what did the user talk about, or what did the user want answered, and so on and so forth. This is it. So we're going to do user inquired. Wait. I can't see it. There you go. All right. I'm going to save that right there. So this is just like a very simple note. Obviously, you can make it more extensive, but it's just telling them what they inquired about. We could do phone to give them a call back. And now here, you can basically do whatever you want with these, like whatever you want happening throughout these. But let's just say I make a pipeline stage. Go to opportunities, pipeline, create a new pipeline, college, receptionist, CRM. We do admissions, transfer, financial aid, transfer, star, transfer, counseling, transfer, And then we could do no transfer made. And we could do general inquiry instead. All right. Now we create the opportunity. College receptionist CRM. I'm going to do admissions transfer. Add that contact name. Inbound call from. Wait, actually not even from. Just inbound call. Leave it open. Save this. And then we're going to copy and do the same thing for all of them. All right, we save that. Change the stages. And this one doesn't need a stage. It's a none. General inquiry. All right, so to the extent of this is what I'm going to do right now. And then we could try it. So let's publish this. So I want to make sure that we go through it and try it and fix any issues that we may be coming across. So we'll do all right, simplest workflow ever. Is it published? Yes, it is. It's connected. It's ready to test.
Hello, thank you for calling Summit Valley College. This is Brian, the virtual receptionist. How can I assist you today?
Hey, Brian, I basically wanted to know when I could submit FAFSA.
It sounds like you're asking about submitting a passport, possibly for admissions or study abroad. Could you clarify what you need it for?
Sorry, no, I meant FAFSA.
No worries. The FAFSA deadline is June 1st. If you need more detailed guidance, I can connect you to the financial aid office. Would you like that?
Yeah, sure, if you can, please. That'd be cool.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and transfer you to our financial aid.
I assist you with your financial aid inquiry today.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How can I help you with your financial aid inquiry today?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to see where I could submit my financial aid application.
To apply for federal aid, you'll need to complete the FAFSA form at fafsa.gov. http://fafsa.gov. Would you like help finding our school code?
Yeah, please, if you could give it.
Sure thing. The school code for Summit Valley College is needed when you fill out your FAFSA. Let me know if there's anything else you need help with.
And what did you mention the code was?
Oops, I didn't mention it earlier. The school code for Summit Valley College is 123456. Anything else you need help with?
No. Could I actually? Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. Okay. And by the way, the FAFSA ones and like all those, the only one that's really fleshed out is college receptionist. The FAFSA one and all those are not. They're like 100-word prompts or something that I made. Let's see if that worked. I have a feeling that it didn't work, and the reason I think it didn't work is because it finished the call with another. Actually, no. I think it should have worked. It should have worked. Yeah, here I am. obviously we'll make the prompt more seamless in terms of me being able to confirm my phone number perfectly. But this is what happened, as you guys could see. The call got transferred, and I did go to financial aid, right? So that means that I do appear here. Pipeline stages. I just didn't get my name, I don't think. Okay. Here I am. Financial aids transfer. We are done. All right. I will leave it up to questions. Where did you guys have any questions about this? And obviously, I want to make sure that everybody leaves with extra knowledge. So please let me know, and I will get those answered for you. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that was helpful, though. I need. Alrighty. So if there are no questions that I could see, um, actually, let me just wait a little bit. One more minute. I'll give it one more minute. When it comes to the go high level prompting and like the build outs for go high level as well, sorry, Synthflow prompting and the assistance for go high level, it gets to a point where it's a little more complicated than what I built out right here. Are you available for you or someone on your team to hire for some workflows between go high level and synth? Yeah, that's what my main agency is for, Visionaire. What you can do, James, if you want, you can message my phone number, which is in the Google Doc that I sent. And then we can go from there. That's no problem. But that's what we do. Like I have developers specifically for this as well. I don't know if you guys know this, but my Visionaire AI is a gold certified partner of Synthflow. So from there, like that's where we're not resellers or any of the sort. We just help agencies and users make their build outs essentially. So that's what we're here for. I don't get paid to do these webinars at all. By the way, I actually do these webinars just because I want to give value. So I just see the value in that. I like helping people. And I like solving problems for Synthflow because Synthflow's team is absolutely amazing. So we have to give them props where props is due. They've made something amazing, and thankfully now I'm part of their team as Visionaire. And yeah, honestly, super excited to be here, especially at an early age. Arturo, GoHelp was being used a lot in automations because it has everything inside of GoHelp. Like it has everything inside of it, pretty much. And not to mention, Go High Level, you could use it for so many things. It has so many integrations, and they made it specifically for things like this to the point where it's just super easy, super seamless. Yeah, big companies use it all the time, Arturo. I think you should start. And it's not to mention that it's also cheaper than using Zapier, than using Make, than using N8N. It's way cheaper because it does not charge you per action that you do. It charges you per premium action, but not for every single action that you do like Zapier does. Zapier is the leading one in the market right now, but it's also the most expensive because it's the leading one in the market. Go High Level is just $297 a month, and it doesn't charge you for action that you do. So, yeah. Of course, thank you, Shane. Thank you for joining up, man. Now has their own voice AI. Any thoughts? I can't. Okay. Where do you think Go High Level got their voice AI from? I'll just leave it like I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. I can't say much from, but just hopefully you catch the stray on that, man. Shane. They don't have time to build all that out. They have their own stuff. They have their own things to do. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. No worries at all, Shane. No, don't apologize. But yeah, where do you think they got it from? It came from a source. Hint. So, all right. Is it possible to connect a third-party platform like my friend has a roofing company? Is it possible to get orders like we do in e-commerce? 100%. 100%. That's completely possible. You could do it. You could do it using voice AI. So, yeah, you could either do that for voice AI. I'm not entirely sure if it's for another platform, but either way, we're over the time limit. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hopefully, you guys like learned throughout this experience. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you guys for being part of this community. And yeah, make sure to join my own community, which is where I teach you guys exactly how to go about this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys. Peace out.